The air on center court was thick with expectation. This was Wimbledon, the quarterfinals, a place where legends are made and dreams can shatter in an instant. Jannik Sinner, the young Italian prodigy, faced Grigor Dimitrov, the elegant Bulgarian veteran. It promised to be a ballet of power and grace, youth against experience. But tennis is more than just hitting a ball. It's a war fought within the body. On this day, that hidden war would come out into the open and define everything. We came for breathtaking rallies and thunderbolt serves, but we saw something else: the fragility of these incredible athletes. Beneath the fame, they are human. Their bodies, though finely tuned, can break. The match became less about who could hit harder, and more about who could simply stand. It was a drama of survival, a raw look at the physical price of greatness. The crowd settled in, ready for a classic, but the script was flipped. The drama was not in the scoreline, but written on the faces of the players. The real opponent today was not the man across the net, but the body itself. This match will be remembered not for the final score, but for its humanity. Two warriors brought to their knees by their own physical limitations. It showed us the immense courage it takes just to step onto that court. The cost of chasing a dream is paid in sweat, tears, and sometimes in the very fibers of one's own body. This was more than a tennis match. It was a testament to the will to compete. On center court, we saw not just athletes, but the true cost of greatness. And that is what makes Wimbledon unforgettable. The match began with a blur of perfect tennis. Sinner, all power and focus, looked every bit the world number one. He moved with predatory grace, taking the game to Dimitrov. But then, a subtle shift, a slip chasing a drop shot. Sinner caught himself, played the point, but something was wrong. He tried to shake it off, but a seed of doubt had been planted. The perfect machine of his body had shown a glitch. He called for the trainer. Words no fan wants to hear. The trainer worked on Sinner's ankle and knee, concern etched on the young Italian's face. This was not part of the plan. The rhythm was broken, the momentum gone. Sinner returned, but he was changed. More cautious, protecting his right leg. He tried to shorten points, win with power, not movement. Dimitrov saw it immediately. The hunter had become the hunted. The dynamic of the match shifted completely. Sinner was now the one trying to survive. The physical battle had begun, and Sinner was its first casualty. Could he fight through it? The question hung over center court. The crowd sensed the tension. The match was no longer just about tennis. It was about endurance, and the will to keep going. The real test had only just begun. Grigor Dimitrov is an artist, and he saw his opportunity. With Sinner compromised, Dimitrov began to paint the court with precision. His slice backhand stayed low, forcing Sinner to bend and test that injured leg. It was smart, ruthless tennis. Professional, not cruel. The first set went to Dimitrov, who was in complete control. He moved Sinner side to side, brought him to the net, then passed him with stunning winners. Sinner fought bravely, but his body wouldn't cooperate. Every movement was a fresh jolt of pain. The fire was still there, but frustration grew. Dimitrov's confidence soared. He broke Sinner's serve early in the second set. The crowd began to appreciate the Bulgarian's mastery. It felt like Dimitrov was rolling back the years, playing with freedom and joy. Sinner held on, running on adrenaline and heart, but it wasn't enough. Dimitrov was too solid, too smart. He took the second set as well. 2 sets to love. The mountain Sinner had to climb was now immense. Not only did he have to win 3 straight sets, but he had to do it on one good leg. The dream of a Wimbledon title was fading fast for the young Italian. Dimitrov was in command. Sinner was fighting just to stay on the court. The match was slipping away. The physical toll was becoming the story. The third set began, and the story seemed written. Sinner would fight, then fall. But tennis loves surprises. The focus was on Sinner's struggle, but no one noticed Dimitrov's own battle. In the third game, Dimitrov landed awkwardly after a serve. He reached for his left calf, a sudden sharp pain. He tried to walk it off, but couldn't. The confident champion was gone, replaced by a man in agony. The crowd went silent. First Sinner, now Dimitrov. The match had turned into a tragedy. Dimitrov sat in his chair, head buried in his towel, shoulders shaking. He knew his Wimbledon was over. All the hard work, all the brilliant tennis, gone in a single unlucky step. The trainer rushed to his side, but this was serious. Tears flowed. It was a heartbreaking sight. His body, the tool of his trade, had betrayed him at the worst moment. He had been so close. A 2-set lead in a Wimbledon quarterfinal. The semifinals were within his grasp, then snatched away. Fate can be cruel. On center court, it dealt Dimitrov a devastating blow. The match had taken a turn no one could have predicted. The drama was no longer about who would win. It was about the pain of two great athletes. The crowd watched, stunned. The cost of greatness was on full display. In that moment, the match stopped being a competition and became something more human. Sinner, fighting his own pain, crossed the court to Dimitrov's chair. He put a hand on Grigor's shoulder, knelt down, and spoke quietly. There was no celebration, only empathy and compassion. Two warriors, united in suffering. Sinner offered comfort, staying with Dimitrov, not as an opponent but as a fellow athlete. The crowd watched in respectful silence, witnessing true sportsmanship. Dimitrov tried to stand, wanting to continue, but his body said no. He walked to the net, Sinner met him there, and they embraced, a long hug, full of unspoken understanding. Dimitrov was crying openly. The dream was over. He officially retired from the match. The umpire announced the result, Sinner through to the semifinals. But it was the quietest, most somber victory center court has ever seen. There was no joy on Sinner's face, only concern for his friend. As Dimitrov packed his bag, the crowd rose to its feet, giving him a standing ovation. They applauded his beautiful tennis, his courage, and shared in his sadness. Sinner stood by the net, clapping for his opponent, making sure the moment belonged to Grigor. The match ended not with a winning shot, but with an act of kindness. It reminded us all that how you carry yourself in victory and defeat is what truly defines a champion. The pain was shared, the respect mutual. Wimbledon witnessed a moment of true class, and the world took notice. To understand the emotion of this day, you must know the journeys of these two men. Jannik Sinner's rise has been meteoric. Australian Open champion, world #1, and suddenly the hunted. Every tournament, every match, the pressure to win is immense. After his Melbourne triumph, early exits at the French and US Opens raised questions. Was he a one-slam wonder? Wimbledon was his chance to answer. For Grigor Dimitrov, the journey has been longer, more complicated. Once hailed as the next Federer, he struggled with expectations. A Wimbledon semifinalist a decade ago, he's enjoyed a late career resurgence. No longer baby-fed, he's simply Grigor Dimitrov, dangerous, experienced, and playing with freedom. This Wimbledon felt like a golden opportunity. He was the underdog, the sentimental favorite, playing some of his best tennis. Both men arrived desperate for a semifinal, one to prove he belongs at the top, the other to write a glorious final chapter. Two different players, two different stages, united by the weight of expectation. The stakes were enormous, the pressure relentless, and on this day, both paid a heavy price. The paths to this quarterfinal were paved with Grand Slam heartbreak. For Sinner, the weight of his Australian Open crown proved heavy early exits, mounting pressure and questions about his consistency. Wimbledon was meant to be his redemption. Dimitrov's story is one of near-misses brilliant tennis, but always just short of that signature win. This Wimbledon felt different, healthy, confident, the draw opening up. The heartbreak of this match is magnified by these backstories. For Dimitrov, it's the agony of a golden chance lost to freak injury stealing his dream. For Sinner, the path ahead is open but complicated. He moves on, but wounded. Can he win 2 more matches while physically compromised? The hope remains, but it's tinged with uncertainty. Both men leave this match changed. The scars, physical and emotional, will linger, but so will the hope. In tennis, hope is never truly lost. Jannik Sinner is through to the Wimbledon semifinals. A milestone, but under a cloud. He carries his own wounds into the next battle. The question, can his team get him ready in just 2 days? Any weakness will be exposed at this stage. His opponents will test his movement, target his injured leg. Sinner must adapt, be aggressive, keep points short, serve well, and dictate play. He cannot afford long rallies. It will test his tactical mind as much as his body. But there's a psychological element. Surviving a match like this can be empowering. The pressure might feel lighter, he can swing freely. Sometimes a wounded player is the most dangerous. Sinner has the heart of a champion. He will not go down without a fight. If the injury is serious, his chances are slim. But if he can manage the pain and play his game, he still has a shot. He is world #1 for a reason. His journey at Wimbledon has been anything but easy, but he is still here with a chance. And in tennis, a chance is all you can ask for. In the end, this match will be remembered for its raw emotion and humanity. One man advanced with a heavy heart and an injured knee, the other left with a torn calf and a broken dream. There was no true winner, only a survivor and a respected veteran who deserved better. The images that endure are of the embrace at the net of one player comforting another. Our hope for Dimitrov, a swift recovery, a return to the court, and more moments of brilliance. For Sinner's strength, resilience, and the chance to compete at his best. Both showed incredible class and sportsmanship. This match was a lesson in the physical price of glory and the character of true champions. Tennis at its best is about pushing limits, facing adversity, and showing respect. We wish both Sinner and Dimitrov the best. They gave us a match that, while tragic, revealed the best of the human spirit. Wimbledon will remember their courage, the world will remember their grace, and the game will be better for it. This is why we love tennis.